Yeah. Yeah.
James Deane and Ryan Turk. Still no Odie Bakshi's and Dylan Hughes.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be getting back to it soon, but
James the Machine Deane, three-time champ, our current points leader, out front in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. All Nitto Tire battle, Ryan Turk and that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla.
so one of the smallest looking cars versus one of the biggest looking cars.
The Golden Nugget. I heard one of the fans, this fan I met, I said, what's your favorite car? And he says, my little kid, he calls it the little Golden Nugget.
That's
what he called the Ryan Turk's Toyota GR Corolla.
And what's funny is the wheelbase on that car is actually pretty good. I can't remember the exact number, but I'll say it's like 98 or 99 inches. And the golden number in drifting is around the 100-inch mark.
Yep.
So there's just no overhang. There's like nothing. There's
no bumper.
6 inches between the bumper and the wheel, which
get a little BBL going.
Yeah.
Get a little BBL in the Corolla. All right. A JDM. Yeah. A JBL? JBL?
Japanese
yeah.
bumper lift?
Bumper lift. There we go.
Got
JBL.
It. Gotcha.
Not just the speakers. Got making things up.
Oh, yeah,
All
there
right.
it is.
Yeah. All right, here we go. James the Machine Deane. That Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD through that start chicane. He swings in front of Little Golden Nugget. Oh, Ryan Turk initiates. And a bit of a failure to launch. James Deane, we'll see if he impeded on Ryan Turk. It didn't seem that way at first glance. And now cutting through the smoke. Past that second inside clip, James Deane continues on. Again, our current points leader by only 2 points of Simon Olsen. Now in that left sweeper, let's take a look at that initiation. Ryan Turk, you saw a delay there at first glance. Didn't seem that James got in his way.
Yeah, I mean, James has got the right of way, so really it's going to be Turk who's able to. But yeah, Turk just does not get into initiation soon enough. And you can see the difference in size there between the cars. James did a good job through the first inside clip. Second inside clip, pretty much textbook. Does push a little bit wide in the beginning, and now we get that left foot brake. And Ryan Turk now finally able to kind of get into the pocket, but too little too late at that point in time. So it really came down to that first initiation from Ryan Turk. It kind of happened slow and a little bit later, but yeah, really, really strange one from Ryan Turk. This is not indicative of how he normally drives. That being said, pretty indicative of how James Deane drives, which is almost perfect. All
right, update from Dylan Hughes and Manoa. Both of them are in competition timeout, so burning their competition timeout. Look how the plot thickens. You pull off and you start finding these things, or you questioning, or,
Yeah, that's, that is pretty wild. I mean, this is the hard part. These cars are so fast that the smallest bit of contact can do so much damage, but they are figuring it out, and they are making it happen. And that's the reason why they have teams and they have mechanics and crew chiefs and everything else. So it's really repairing the cars is as much the competition as it is driving.
All right, here we go. So taking a look at Ryan Turk. Ryan Turk out front, James Deane in the chase. Let's see what Ryan Turk with the clean air, or at least just a little bit smoky, on into the bank. James Deane on the door of the GR Corolla. He's on that other side. Now keep in mind, he's on that right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Taking out, look at that, pulling up that three-wheeler peeler. James Deane backs off. Looks like, again, that six-cylinder Toyota hot hatchback. Switching over from the fourth now to the sixth. Good job by Ryan Turk and James Deane.
Yeah, James looked like the second half of the second outside zone. Yeah, not ideal. Interesting. Really, really interesting. So let's take a look here again. Ryan Turk, very fluid initiation, but does not get out to the wall right away. James Deane actually deeper in the first outside zone than Turk is. Now as they come through this transition, James does a good job of holding on and predicting when Turk's going to come around. Both of them do a good job through the inside clips. And then right here, Ryan Turk is doing a great job through that, but James Deane looks like he's struggling a little bit. Still seeing a fair bit of smoke coming out of the rear end, so it's not like he's super down on power, but there is the possibility that something's going on. These RTRs are basically naturally aspirated, and then just, I think it's like a 400 shot of nitrous going at them. So their main power adder is going to be nitrous oxide, and if there is a problem with that, it cuts his power to almost half. Now, we've seen the RTRs drive almost without any nitrous before, and you can do it. It's just not easy at all.
All right. Taking a look, waiting for the results. And we talked about Manoa and Hughes calling their comp timeouts. Remember, Hughes and Bakshis blew his pipe, this, that, and the other thing. And again, we had a courtesy contact of Manoa and Olsen, but Manoa couldn't pull up, so he called his comp timeout. Slide him left for Deane, or right for Ryan Turk, and James Deane gets the win unanimously. James Deane gets the win. Yeah, out of action, heating up. And let's go down. But I love that. I think that's great. And this is when you know, I know who Shanahan is. I know who these drivers are. But when you get this new blood and this new guard coming in and you don't know who they are, I'm like, wow, never seen them drive before. Manoa, I haven't seen him drive in person. I've seen him drive at FD Japan on the interwebs, seen Shanahan drive, but not at FD. And seeing them come here and really dramatically, both two rookies, right, but respectively in FD here in the States. Yeah,
different vehicles, different rule sets, you know, everything is different, and that's the really, really cool part, is we're adding more variables to this whole thing. So,
well, I got to think Simon Olsen, Odie, Osbo, they are pulling for Matt Field here, because James Deane leads the pack as far as points and standings. He's only 2 points ahead of Simon Olsen, so think if James Deane goes out here, he matches that of Odie, right? And Olsen went out earlier. So again, whoever is shining the strobe light on the course, please stop. Yo, seriously?
I think that's end of first outside zone. If you're in those grandstands, you got a flash going, please stop.
Yo, seriously.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. And if you see that guy, tell that guy, don't be that guy. Here we go. Our final battle of our Torque Motorsport Grade 8, James the Machine Deane and Matt Field, the Beast of the Bay. The machine initiates Ford Mustang RTR. And Matt Field comes down into the power alley, into the smoke. Whoa! We got liftoff, kids. Not talking Cape Canaveral here. We're talking Mustangs and Vets, all American, but it's an Irishman and a beast. Yo! Watch this. So it looked like tires.
Deane going there. It took off in the grass. We'll get back to that in a second, but let's take a look here. James Deane loved the initiation. Matt Field holding back, waiting for James to get into angle so he can dive in. Now, Matt not being as aggressive as I thought he was going to be, and James really holding angle for a while, but Matt Field shallows up through that section, doesn't dive into the pocket. So very, very interesting. And now we see Matt Field near the end of that run really fighting to keep the car under control. So I would not be shocked if we see a competition timeout at that point. But let's take a look at James Deane in the lead to see if there's anything that would have caused it. Comes off the bank. Nice. Good job through the inside clip. Good transition. There is a small decel area in there. So James is able to check up a little bit, not a ton. And then Matt Field just kind of fighting the car through the rest of it. So I do think there's going to be some damage done to Matt Field there. Whether or not he's going to want to check it or what's going to happen next, that is up to him. But wow.
Yeah, we are taking a look. You know, the contact there, that front right. For a moment, you know, you could see the GT radial graphic. They can either put the graphic on their tires or mark a spoke on their wheel. And obviously, as you can see, the looks like the splitter, Anderson Composites coming off. And the Forge Star wheels taking a hit, but continuing on. So again, you could see the spokes on James Deane's wheels. So it's basically slowing down. It's an indicator of obviously braking or handbrake pulling.
Yeah, it basically allows you to see when one of the wheels stops spinning.
Yep.
Make it easy.
So
wow.
Matt Field pulling right to the line, even after a little bit of contact, or a lot of contact.
Yeah, I think
like a pretty serious blow.
I think he took an extended U-turn there to kind of check the car out. But hey, I mean, I'll take that over having to wait 5 minutes.
Right, absolutely. All right, our final battle of the Grade 8. Matt Field initiates. Looks like no problem with the cars at all. James Deane gets into formation. Matt Field comes down. A lot of confidence in Matt Field's Corvette. Now past that second inside clip. What's going to happen here? He's in the pocket. He's in the crease. And now Field brings it across, and so does James Deane.
All righty then.
Wow.
I just request a side-by-side now. Let's
Yeah,
just
right.
get that. Let's just get that prime because I think we're going to need it. Matt Field. Whoa. Initiation right to the wall. James Deane almost looks like he got caught off guard there, and Matt Field filling all that outside zone. Coming through here. Could have been slightly deeper to that inside clip. Second inside clip, no deeper than that because he punches it. Now we get into the second outside zone. He's got that right rear wheel right on the edge of the zone. Could have had a bit more angle through there, but also wanted to make sure that he's able to keep some speed on top of James Deane as they push through here. James Deane in the chase. You can see the brake lights come on while he's trying to check the car out, while he's trying to mirror the angle. James Deane is another driver that is known for kind of scrubbing out some angle to keep the proximity, shallowing up just a little bit so he can door it. You can see a little bit of it going on right there. Man, I have absolutely no idea where this is going to go. And it looks like our judges do, though.
All right, so we got a verdict. Slide him left for James Deane. James Deane gets the win. James the Machine Deane gets the win. Taking out Matt Field. So James, our current points leader, advances on. Ryan Eggert, Robin Ishida, Reese Marin rejoins us. He is here in the building, but obviously sitting to the side this round. He'll be in New Jersey. But again, James Deane will be podium, but he'd obviously like to better it if he gets the win. Obviously second or the win. And of course, if he loses, he gets third place. Manoa, 14 years old. James Deane, not about the age, it's about the car. It's about the weapon. It's about the talent. James, the Machine Deane, 3-time champ. Manoa, he's been sharpening his sword. He pulled it out in that driver introduction. He's been sharpening it in Japan, and he's ready to cut down that 3-time champ. James Deane will lead in that AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD. Manoa in the Ejuka Racing, Jerry Yang Racing, 86. Here we go. Again, this old guard, new guard, Padawan, Jedi, whatever analogy you want to use. Let's see some drifting. Send it! James Deane and Manoa. James Deane initiates Manoa down there quite a bit. He dives in, good proximity. Let's see him mimic that angle. That AutoZone Spec 5 FD transitions through the power alley into that second. Here comes Manoa. Manoa bringing it on in, into the outside zone. And now Manoa almost tapping the door. Some more tire fires. Keep them cool, boys. Keep them cool. Wow.
Right. Wow. Okay. James Deane out front, right to the wall immediately. Manoa has to take a second to get the car settled in, but does go almost deeper through that first outside zone. Now, James Deane does a good job through that inside clip. Manoa diving in and predicting the timing as James Deane crushes the second inside clip. Now through here, I don't know how Manoa is even breathing at that point in time because he is completely filled with smoke. That is a right-hand drive car, so he is just getting Nitto tire smoke to the face that entire second outside zone. But wow, absolutely nuts. James Deane edging on perfection throughout this entire run. And Manoa just, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea how he's able to do that.
All right, second half of this battle. Manoa will be out front. James Deane in that chase position. Let's see who's going to explode. Will it be Manoa or James Deane? Like I said, James guaranteed a podium, #1 in standings. That's point standings. And you want to lock in the top 24 for New Jersey.
Yeah.
New Jersey. And if you don't go to the seeding brackets, you want to lock in the top 24. So 24 of this round, you're locked and loaded. You will not see action on Thursday of New Jersey because we got Pro Spec,
right,
Pro, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, seeding bracket day of Thursday. So yeah, action. You got a day off on Friday in Jersey. Here we go. Manoa out front. James Deane chasing him down. Let's see what we got. Manoa, I mean, this is an absolute proximity fest. Manoa, good angle. James Deane not letting the young buck run away. James Deane, let's see how he transitions. He lets him go a little bit, lets him line out, see if he can reel him back in. But Manoa, great angle. James Deane, he's got the proximity. There's that right side tire fire, shuts it down. Manoa shuts down. I mean, everybody is just running their tires to the limit. The 5-grit sandpaper, eating them up, getting the heat on the feed.
Yeah, Hiro Manoa, I love the way he transitions into that initiation, able to float the car out. James Deane does a good job of knowing what Manoa's going to do. Shouts out to the spotter there for giving him those notes. As I come through here, I do see there is a break from Manoa coming off the bank. Now, that's not a decel zone, so I'm sure the judge is going to be taking a look at it, but James Deane able to more or less keep an eye on that and get everything settled. Yeah, it's really, really interesting as they come through this. So initiation nice and floaty. James Deane not quite as deep, does scrub out a little bit to get back into the pocket there. And this part right here, you can see the left foot brake of Manoa, which does slow the car down, it seems, a little bit as they float through. And then right here, James Deane does pull out a fair bit of angle to keep the proximity. And then we get our little bit of tire fire there.
Right side tire fire, heat on the feet. Do we have a winner? Are we going one more time? What is going to happen? We are going BC Racing, go for gold, side by side.
All right.
See, Jake.
We need to focus on the leads here. Is there any spot where either of the lead drivers did something they shouldn't have where they can be deducting points? Because chase-wise, things look absolutely incredible. So James Deane does a good job to the inside clips. The crowd is absolutely cheering the top of their lungs for a one more time. And then it comes down to some of the angles there through that last section, but wow, man. How long's our track rental for? Because I think we're going to be going a bit late tonight.
I mean, here we are nearing the end. This is when you want to see the one more time. The pressure mounts. You know, it's a pressure cooker, and that's when you really rise to the occasion. You know, you respect. You know what the other driver. You anticipate what the other driver is going to do. You know they have the caliber of both vehicle, man, machine, the elements. I mean, look at. I mean, those Nittos are burnt to the ground, man.
That's crazy.
Here we go. Do we have a winner, or is it going one more time? Make some noise, New Jersey. Is it James Deane or Manoa, or one more time? One more time! So there we go. Hey, let's start a wave real quick. Those closest to the bank on 3. Let's send a wave. Closest to the bank on 3. Lift your hands up where my eyes can see. Closest on the bank. 1, 2, 3. Come on now. Put your hands up close to the bank. Send it on this way. Not at the same time, you dorks. Keep it coming this way. Keep it coming. There we go. All the way across. Keep it going. Now you're going to send it back or go across. Oh my gosh, you guys don't take instructions very well.
First timers.
First timers.
First day on the job.
Wow. I remember my first wave. All right, on 3, closest to the bank. You're going to do it again, okay? Close to the bank. Let's see if we can start this ripple. 1, 2, 3, send it, go. Come on, there we go. Security man, thank you, brother. Here we go, coming across. Oh, now you put your hands down. Oh my gosh, it lost momentum. Oh, my skateboard.
Oh, it's going, it's going.
Oh, restarted. We got a rip car. You're sending it back. Oh my gosh. Man, you guys are hopped up on Rockstar energy. Well, we need to get these guys to focus. That'll get your attention. All right, we'll try it again. We'll try it again. All right, so here we are, James Deane and Manoa. Jeremy Bay, 1945, Speed and Custom, watching in Troy, New York, cheering him on. Instagram, nice sweet tattoos, brother. Cheering on James Machine Deane. Clayton Triggs, he's drinking bottled wine. Who's cheering on Manoa? Make some noise. 14 years old, James the Machine Deane, 3-time champ. Who's going to the finals against Connor Shanahan? James Deane initiates. Manoa right there. It's his dream to beat him. And here comes James Deane down into the pocket. Oh, Manoa overshoots, goes wild off the bank. That is a huge shock to Manoa's system. That is going to be huge, and that could have been way worse. What went wrong for Manoa? Off the bank, shot forward. Watch this again, Jacob. That got sketch.
James Deane puts on a killer initiation. Now Manoa is trying to battle back in, pushing really, really hard as James Deane comes through here. Manoa just loses track of where he is, starts to dive, able to get the brakes on, because that could have been a T-bone. That could have gotten way, way worse. But wow, James Deane out in the lead though. Just we're seeing perfection over and over again, and it's going to be the drivers that are able to keep their composure, they keep their head on their shoulders, that are going to pass on. And right now, Manoa has a very small mistake that leads into a massive problem for him. And now he's going to be behind the 8 ball. Now he's going to be fighting back, and he has to put down perfection and hope that James Deane has some sort of very strange issue, or, you know, it doesn't happen for James Deane very often, but it does happen.
It does happen. We've seen him, I mean, do some amazing things. We've seen him, I mean, you know, when he made the jump over to RTR, he had to learn some things. You know, the way Vaughn and the RTR team sets up the vehicles is different from what he's seen over in Ireland, over in Europe. You know, he's driven it all. FD, S15, you know, BMWs, Eurofighters. He's driven it all.
Yeah.
He's never driven a Mustang until he came over here, but he's proven he can win. We did it earlier in Long Beach after a marshmallow fire. I mean, that thing went up in flames. RTR team worked, got the car back together. Testament to that hardworking team. And now Manoa, you know, he's praying for basically somebody who he absolutely admires to make a mistake. And, you know, that's a hard ask against a three-time champion, James Deane. Manoa high on the bank. Now he's letting it all hang out, this 14-year-old. Here we go. Down. Let's see if James Deane holds it together. Looks like he does through the Smoke Canyon, the Smoke Valley, the Killer Crossover, whatever you want to call it. James Deane should be going to the finals. James the Machine Deane will be going to the finals after a major mistake by the 14-year-old. And with that, I believe unofficially Brandon Sorensen will get third place.
Wow, I mean, on the box, good job there. But yeah, James Deane, I mean, he knows he's got the advantage here. All he has to do is lay down a run that is still active. Hiro Manoa, though, out front, does go a bit wide with that inside clip. But here's the thing, he's full of adrenaline. He knows he's got to put down a perfect run and hope that James Deane has a very uncharacteristic flaw, which did not happen here. So, you know what? Huge round of applause for Hiro Manoa, because this kid is here, he is making a statement, and this is the next generation of drifting that we're seeing right now.
Absolutely, and again, just that testimonial of James Deane got me into it. I've always wanted to compete against him, beat him. The case, not going to beat him today, but great effort. James Deane gets the win and is going to the finals. James Deane gets the win and is going to the finals. And guess what? It's an all-Irish final. Shanahan versus Deane. You know, you can turn the lights on your phone. Can everybody turn their lights on their phone right now? Because we're going to grab a photo and light up the night. You can film while you're doing it. You can take photos. But again, Orlando, turn the light on your phone. I know you can hear me. Everybody. There it is. Oh, there we go. Turn the light on your phone. Light up the track. Let's get a photo. Light up this Irish battle. Who's coming out on top? Shanahan or Deane? Everybody light up the night. We're going to get one heck of a sick photo, a sick video, and we are ready to send it here in Orlando. The lights will be on, and so will the tire fires, the lights, explosion. James Deane, our points leader, three-time champion, going against a good friend, a fellow countryman, and a rookie, a newcomer to Formula Drift and the U.S. Championship. Light up the night again. You're going to want to be part of this. My man Lewis, Larry Chan, they're going to grab some photos here and getting the cameras prepped for our Formula Drift finals. Shanahan there in that Red Bull Garagistic BMW, piloted by RCP previously. Now, James the Machine Deane. Hey, leave your lights on. Let's go! Type S lights are underneath the car and on the track and now in your hand. Let's send it! James Deane, Connor Shanahan. The finals are here in Orlando. Which Irish driver is going to get the win? James Deane initiates, big into the bank, big angle from him, an all-out show. They want to put on a show for you across the globe, across the pond, and it's going to be by James the Machine Deane. Shanahan backing off just a little bit. James Deane in the crease, right there, the middle tire, and Shanahan on the door of James the Machine Deane, the right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Let's take a look at it again here, Jacob.
Yeah, great launch from both drivers, able to get off the line with a ton of speed. James Deane feints out, gets right into the wall, and now Connor Shanahan tucks into the pocket. You can see the size discrepancy between these cars, but the speed is matched all the way through both of them. Inside clip, fantastic. James Deane, big three-wheel as he gets back on the throttle. Now, Connor Shanahan pulling up like he pulls up the street because they live right next to each other. Right here in Orlando, literally neighbors going at it from across the pond. Ah, this is
storybook.
This is so storybook.
It's so great. And Shanahan said, he says, you know, I've always wanted to come to FT, battle James Deane. They've seen battles across the globe, but on Formula Drift stage, this is history. This is history in the making for Shanahan, for Deane, and for drifting, and for Formula Drift. And you know, we pride ourselves in being the premier international drifting sanction body, and this is a page in the history book that we will never forget. Shanahan and James Deane, who's coming out on top? Are we going to have a victor? Are they going one more time? Who's coming out on top? And again, Shanahan missing Atlanta in Long Beach, had an early exit, and now proving why he is here, why he wanted to be here, and now he is going against a great friend. It's an Irish win, one way or the other. And we are ready to send our second run. Everybody, stomp your feet, make some noise. Let's get ready to send it on 3. Yell, send it. 1, 2, 3. Send it! Shanahan out front, James Deane chasing him down. Irish eyes are smiling on which one of these drivers. Shanahan, big aggressive initiation. James Deane, right there banging on his door. Like you said, he lives on the same street, Jacob. So there he is. Who's going to answer? Who's going to hold the top spot on the box? James Deane applies the pressure, has to back down. Into the crease goes Shanahan, but James Deane gives him a tap. Says, yes, sir. Welcome to FD. Put some respect on it. 3-time champion. James Deane says, welcome to the States. Shanahan and Deane, what a run.
This is the ultimate master versus apprentice battle here. Connor Shanahan out front. Huge snap initiation right into the wall. Now James Deane on him the entire time, throwing it up against that BMW as they transition out. James Deane dives back in, does another tap as they come to the inside clip. Now, James Deane hunts him down, shows him how fast these RTR is, gives him a little tap across the line. Wow.
That was insane.
Man.
You know, they have mutual respect. You know, metaphorically put some respect on it, but just chatting it up, man. You know, this is going to blow up the internet. It's live in full effect. RTR, ready to rock. This team has worked nothing but hard from last year's podium finish with a broken collarbone to this year's win in Long Beach for James Deane. But Shanahan making the jump, coming over here. I think it's great. It's really great to see. I mean, this is insane. Look at the evidence strewn across the track. If we have a winner, you will not see the graphic. And we are showing our BC Racing side by side. Sorensen gets 3rd place, but who gets the win? Let's take a look at it here again. Our judges analyzing. What do you think? What's the point? Or don't talk about it, but walk us through it.
What it's going to be is the consistency really in the lead here. How long are they able to hold the car on the wall? How well can they transition? And these inside clips have kind of become the point of contention for a lot of these battles. How close can you get to it without absolutely punting it across the line? And then as we come through these outside zones, how long can you hold it? How consistent can you be? And then with the chase, it's not just about the contact, it's how well you can get the proximity without affecting the lead line, without smashing into the driver in front. It's great to make the contact, and it's absolutely beautiful, but you have to make sure you're doing it correctly and at the right time. So there are so many things at play right here. The judges are still discussing it. If you looked at that and just instantly knew, I don't believe you for a second.
Look at this. The helmets are off. You can see the right-hand drive Ford Mustang. Do we have a victor? Vern, Brian Eggert, Robin Ishida, they're tapping him in. And what a great effort. Let's hear you guys. Is it Shanahan? Is it, or is it James Deane? Or would you guys like to see him go one more time?
Everybody here, I mean, they paid for their ticket. They want to see as much as they possibly can, so.
All right, so again, Shanahan, James Deane, or what? You said you wanted him to go one more time?
One more time!
Well, here it is. They're going one more time!
Let's go!
And James Deane, the graphic there says Connor leading, but James will lead because he is our current points leader. So he is sitting, and we are ready to send it on 3. Let's yell send it as loud as possible. Are we going to get a winner? 1, 2, 3. Send it! James Machine Deane, the AutoZone Mustang RTR Spec 5 LT Shanahan chasing him down. Going into to the big bank. Shanahan locked and loaded both these guys. James Deane using all of that bank. Now into the smoke valley. A big gap. It looks like we got a tire. No, it looks like it's the base of a cliff as we are going down. James the Machine Deane into the crease. Shanahan coming across, and there we go. What looked like a tire, it was the clipping point base rolling across. Sage says, there's a tire. I said, no, it's not. It's a base. Here we go. How low can you go? Base!
Yeah, James Deane once again at the big swing, which basically sets Connor up to be able to chase really well. It's almost like giving him an assist and saying, come on, let's go, let's do this. James Deane filling all of the first outside zone. Now Connor Shanahan bathing in smoke, transitions out, has to find him again, starts to dive back in, and now he tries to get that proximity back. But James Deane, look at that. It's almost like it was a photo, how stable and still that car is all the way through. Connor Shanahan has his work cut out for him. He did lose a little bit of track there. He's going to have to throw down something absolutely incredible. But if there's any time to do it, and if there's any person to do it, it's going to be Connor Shanahan. It's going to be here, and it's going to be now.
It's got to be bananas, dude. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Shanahan, Deane, all Irish battle. The words were spoken, but bragging rights are on the line. Points are on the line. The carbon fiber trophy, the top step. Both of them will reek of champagne, joined by Brandon Sorensen. It's been a treacherous weekend here for all the drivers, a pro round and a lone round of pro. We will see you guys in New Jersey, either online or in the building, the purpose-built first ever America Drift Coliseum. Guess what? They still could go another time. We have seen multiple one more times, but here we go. Shanahan or James Deane. Who's going to be dominant? Let's send it! Shanahan and Deane through that start chicane. No cones were hit. The time best lights are on, so are the acceleration lights. Going into the bank. Shanahan goes high. James Deane not as high as Shanahan was. Oh, and there he goes. We got contact. Here we go. The only got problem. James Deane. James Deane goes off. James Deane spins. Deane goes off. Shanahan continues on. Connor Shanahan is going to be your winner here in Orlando. Shanahan continues on, and donuts and celebration. Shanahan, the FD rookie, not a rookie to drifting, comes out on top. Let's take a look at it again. Unofficially, it looked like contact happened. He goes off, but want to make sure. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape.
Wow, Connor Shanahan, great initiation, gets right up on the wall. James Deane already starting to play catch up, and right here has that tap on Connor Shanahan, keeps going, but it throws James Deane off. That contact with the front wheel, maybe it kicked the wheel out of his hands. Either way, Connor Shanahan absolutely crushing it and finishes off that run. Wow, amazing. Connor Shanahan, James Deane, wow.
So, you know, I'm assuming that here's the replay. So here's what's contentious here. Watch the bank. They want to make sure there wasn't a decel that impeded on James Deane. Yeah, it was that small little decel. Judges, again, they are still reviewing the replay. Yeah, and James Deane beat it on that front left. Look at that front left. He's down to the wheel.
Yeah, so what Jared's getting at there is it did look like the decel light came on for a split second, and was that enough to cause the impact with James Deane? That's what it's going to come down to in the judge's decision. So, wow, we did see James obviously make that contact and then push wide, so you always have to ask yourself, why did that happen? Was that caused by something else? And we are asking for another